I've been through a lot of picks. Paul Olives here. I want to talk a little bit today about guitar picks. Over the last year, I've probably been through hundreds of picks. Cheap plastic ones, super expensive ones. And in the end, it's like most say, comes down mostly to your technique. A nice pick will help, I think, a little bit material wise, but it's still kind of a personal preference. And I think a lot of it has to do with the person using the pick, how it makes them feel more than a huge difference to your audience. Because you can use a standard pick like a Dunlop. This is a 1.5 Dunlop. And you can flat pick some fast stuff with these. A lot of the jazz guys don't use the point, they use the shoulder like this, which has a little bit more of a rounder edge. And you can kind of flow through the strings a little better. You can push your way through them. It'll give you a warmer sound too. So if you have a bright guitar, like a Gypsy Jazz guitar has a brighter voicing, like a banjo, like more defined and snappy, or like an old acoustic arch top has that boxy, thinner sound. So a lot of times you're trying to get a warmer tone. It depends on the situation and what you're doing. So, again, it's personal preference. But I've played and experimented with everything from 1.2 or something probably. This is a extra large jazz. A lot of the Gypsy Jazz guys play these, they call them Wegen picks from the Netherlands. This is the little teardrop one. This is a, I don't know if you can see that on there. Let me see. I think this is a 1.8. I have a little one that's a little thicker. This is a 2.2. This is probably one of my favorites at the moment. This is also a Wegen. This was a fat tone, if you're familiar with the Wegen picks, which was originally a 5mm, and I sanded it down to, this is probably about 3mm now. But the thing is like, I don't like when they have the thumb indents. It just makes me feel less balanced, I guess. And I narrowed it down a little bit. This is just like, kind of customize it for the way I like to hold the pick and play, and just kind of like, it's like the jazz grip, as they say. And this, this is some type of plastic. I don't know. It's a mystery material, the Wegen stuff. And then I have a couple picks that are made out of Peak, P-E-E-K, Peak, which is supposed to be a super hard type of plastic too that they use, which is cool. I like them. They sound really warm. Same thing, I mess with the shape of this one, so it works, but it's kind of small. One of my when I started my quest for guitar picks, it was because I don't know if you've ever seen the little tiny purple ones, little Jim Dunlop stubbies, I think they're called. Cool, purple, you can see through them. But they just had this really cool roundness all the way around them. And I've heard them described as trying to hold on to a jelly bean when you're playing. and they are super small and tight. So sometimes when I get a little aggressive with my playing, I kind of knock my knuckles a little bit. But I like the way these roll off the strings. I think these are made out of Lexan. But I all the picks that I've been through, I've kind of been looking for this feel. I just like the way this feels when I'm holding it. So I use these, and these are quick. I mean, if you're trying to play quick little stuff, these are really good for that. This is another material a lot of the jazz guys use. It's called Casein or Goliath. It's like a milk protein. And it's supposed to have that old tortoise shell type sound, which I've never played real tortoise shell, so I don't know what that is exactly, but these are really cool. I like the way these sound. I feel like these, when I play them extended periods of time, when I get into the over 2 hour mark, I feel like they get a little chirpy on me. And then I usually have some fine sandpaper or something and I can smooth them out, but when you're in the flow, like, that's kind of not fun to do, but what are you gonna do? And then this last one, oh yeah, and that Casein one, that's probably about a 4 millimeter, 4.5 maybe. And this last one's another Dunlop, one of the jazz series. I don't remember exactly what it's called. And obviously, you see I got holes. Those are my favorite my favorite grip is just to have the holes like that. It's almost like the little bullet holes in there, right? These I find to be the best grip. This one's about a 5. Looks like I smoothed it down a little bit. Big picks are good. A lot of people use them for rhythm. Like I said in the beginning, I think when it comes down to it, it just depends. It just depends on what you're trying to do, and you can achieve anything because it's more of your own technique and your right hand than it is actually the pick. But you can get different tones and variances as you use it. That's why people use thick picks. I mean, I know a lot of people that strum acoustics, especially beginners, like to use a thin pick. And thinner picks are good for some stuff. But the thing is with these thicker picks is once you develop a better grip and get your hand nice and loose, you can mimic the thin flowing pick by loosening your grip, but also you can articulate and play fast if you need to because you have the stiffness. Whereas with the thin picks, they'll just get flappy, like you hit a threshold quicker than if you use something a little thicker. So it's something you can play with, experiment with. It's music and art, and it doesn't really matter what you do or how you do it. As long as you're happy doing it, just do it. So let me get set up here, and I'll strum a little bit with each of these picks and see if you hear or feel a difference. So this is my guitar. This is a Gypsy Jazz style guitar. The brand is Altamira. It's about 3 years old. I'll do a little strumming with each of these picks. Here's the little red Eric Johnson Jazz 3, I think these are called, right? So I'll play a little bit with this point, and you'll hear it's a little brighter, snappier, sharper. Which sometimes when you're sitting in your room, you're like, that's it, that sounds good. And then I've gone out to jam in a bigger open space with other people, and it sounded thin and weak. So I usually use a thicker pick. I usually don't use these. This is more for an experiment here and now. But I'm going to play the point a little bit, and I'll play the shoulder a little bit, and you'll hear the difference. we'll do the shoulder. Jazz extra large. This is the Max Grip 1.5 Dunlop. The Wegen 1.8. Wegen 2.2. This is a Wegen, just probably about a 3. This is what I've been using a lot lately. $3mm in peak. Little purple people eater, stubby. Casein 4.5. Dunlop Jazz 5mm. I'll play some quick rhythm. I'll go reverse order now. Purple. And peak. My Wegen 3. Wegen 2.2. Wegen 1.8. Dunlop 1.5. I'm gonna play it on a shoulder. Extra large Jazz 3, I guess this is. And the little red Eric Johnson. Thanks for watching. If you have anything you'd like me to discuss, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you're digging what I'm doing, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.